Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, and I want to apologize for not getting to my blogs with Boilon Friday. I had some real life activities that I kind of needed to take care of, and to be honest, I just kind of needed to take a day off. You know, as you guys know who follow this channel, you know, I pretty much put out a video almost every single day on this channel, so I just needed to have a little breather, and then, you know, now we're jumping back into things. So today, we're going to be covering the math for the Freedom Fighters event, which is going to be starting on Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific. I did think it was supposed to start today because one of the older blog posts mentioned that, but no, it is tomorrow. And then we're gonna, if we have time, we're gonna touch on the Masters of whatever, that Cosmic Crucible Alliance event. It's not that difficult, so that's just gonna be a little bit towards the end. So if you're ready to go, everybody, then let's boil this down. Now, as you guys know, I normally do a little bit of an event monthly recap before we get to the video, to the rest of the math, and things are looking pretty good so far. And I mean, usually it is. I just, you know, I don't want to assume that every single month is, you know, going to be correct, that every month is going to be 750,000. So we do need 750,000. Where are we at so far? We're actually at 596K. So that's basically what that means. Is that doesn't mean that you're going to have 596K. It just means that if you add up everything that's available, everything that's known in the points so far, that's where you can get to. Things that we're missing is obviously stuff from weeks 3 and 4, so there is a couple more events coming. We have something called Spoils of War, Shopping Spree. I don't know if these are all necessarily including the currency. Forces of Nature, which actually I don't know what that is either. Quick Rumble 3 and 4. Masters of Judgment. That's the second round of that. That was the event that I was talking about that we'll take a look at. And the Immortal Invader event, which is going to be the World War Iron Fist, I was supposed to say Iron Fist 2, World War II Iron Fist event, which will be in the 4th week of April. And then, of course, Quick Rumble 5. So we're doing so well so far, and hopefully that trucks along and we do get the 750K. We'll see how much of a surplus it is, though, of course. It kind of varies from month to month. So make sure that you are keeping up to date with all of the events so that way you don't miss anything if you do want those things, because now at the end of the 750K, of course, now there is G17 fully crafted gear. So it's not G16 anymore. There's some G17 pieces in there, which is very, you know, very, very good. So let's talk about Freedom Fighters, right? So this is a 4-day event. It requires a lot of blitzing and using power cores if you so wish. You know, we're going to talk this. I'm not sugarcoating this. This is going to be a lot of blitzing. So if you want to get the extra 20 Union Jack shards, you're going to need to blitz a lot. But if you only want to get the event item out of this, then, you know, you're not going to have to go too far. So 150,000 is the total milestone points to complete, but it is including whalestones. You know, they do exist, of course, every single event. The event item can be got at 58,000, which is pretty good. That's not too far down the line, and actually it's fairly easy to get. There's 36,000 total victory flags plus the item, of course, in this event. And there's 55 Union Jack shards up for grabs, but you do need to get 93,000 milestone points to get the additional 20. And we're going to take a look at that really quickly because I want to bring that up on the Freedom Fighter chart. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. So you can kind of see off to the side here that there's 25 Union Jack shards. Sorry, 25, not 20. So you can get 30 normally, and then if you want to get these additional 25, you're going to have to push this a little bit further. So that 25 is in at 93,000 points. But if you do just want to get the first 30, they're pretty easy to get. So that's at 42,000. So you're inevitably going to get this, of course, if you get the event item. So that shouldn't be too much of a problem. It's if you really want to push for this extra 25, you're going to be in for either a lot of core spending or blitzing or both, depending on what you do. So let's jump back anyways to the math here. So you get 4 points on spending power cores. It's actually not too bad. Normally they've been pretty terrible in the past. Sometimes in the past they've been like 1 point, 2 points. This was 4, so that's not bad, and there is no limit. You do get 75 points per battle in Blitz. Now this one, it's interesting. It's not win Blitz necessarily. It's battle in Blitz as far as I'm aware. Right, and actually I'm going to put this up here. This could be subject to change. I don't know if this has been 100% confirmed or not, but either way, if it's battle and blitz, what that means is that it doesn't matter if you win or lose. So that's really good. You can kind of just cycle through your teams and just tap, 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 and you don't have to care about which teams you're going up against. This does, however, have a limit at 75,000, so you're only going to be able to go so far. That being said, you do have to blitz a lot to get to 75,000 anyways, and we're going to take a look at that down below. If you do want to go even further, which is, to be honest, like 7 to 8 rotations a day, then you're only going to get 25 points per battle and blitz after that 75k. There is a bunch of ways that you can get some additional points here, and some of this is reasonable, some of them is not. Obviously, not everyone's going to have Union Jack unlocked yet. Not everyone's going to have Bucky unlocked, and so for that reason, I'm only really considering things like Nick Fury, Cap. I think you might actually get Union Jack unlocked if you've done everything so far, like once you've started going through the event, so that might not be too bad there. But I'm not really considering the 4,000 from Bucky, because unless you spent, you're not going to have that. But anyways, there's 15,000 on a limit from these battle plan orbs. I think only one of these are available free to play. I'm pretty sure that they mentioned that this was going to be available in free claims or some degree of that. So I'm only expecting one orb, because I think that the other ones are to be bought, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But you can get up to 15,000 points. From me, from the free-to-play track, I'm only expecting 5,000. So what we do know so far is that you get 75,000, basically as a limit for easy blitzing, plus I would say about 4,000 from Cap and Nick Fury, plus 5,000 from the Orb, and maybe 4,000 from Union Jack. So that gives you a total of 88,000. Plus any additional blitzing or power cores you might want to spend. So that's basically how you're going to get to the 93,000 if you want those additional Union Jack shards. Either, you're going to have to just blitz a crap ton, or you're going to need to compensate and spend some power cores. My personal plan, actually, for this event is I'm going to be buying some shards. Yeah, I have a lot of cores, right? For once, I haven't spent them in a while. I'm actually going to be buying some Bucky Barnes orbs when the event goes live on Sunday, and I hope that the orb is still around. That's my plan. Because I think that Bucky is going to be a very strong character. He is one of the major damage dealers on this team, heavy blaster character, so I want to get more stars, as much shards as I possibly can. Now, his event is also coming around in about a week's time or so, and he is going to have up to a possible free-to-play 4-star. But I'm opening these orbs in the hopes that I can maybe push towards a 5-star. That way I can get those in, plus the actual character event, which we'll go over next week as well when we get closer to the time. So this is my current plans when it comes to spending power cores. So that's how I'm going to kind of make up the difference here to get to the 93,000. But let's talk about how much blitzing you're going to have to actually do. So to get to the limit, you need to do 1,000 blitz battles. That's just 75k divided by 75. And then that means you need to do about 250 blitz battles per day. That's approximately 6.25 rotations per day if you're using 40 teams. Now, because it's blitz battle, you very well could do 45, 46, or however many there are now. I just, just in case that it's not, it ends up being blitz win and not blitz battle, or there's something weird about it. Anyway, so you want to kind of expect that 6+ rotations is what you're going to need to do if you want to complete this, if you want to, clear the limit section. Now, obviously what that means is that basically your 7th and your 8th rotation per day will end up probably eventually going towards your, the extra, the 25 points. You're not getting as much there. But again, if you want to push towards that 93,000 and you don't have a lot of power cores to spend to bridge the gap, then that's probably what you're going to want to do. So essentially blitz as much as you possibly can if you want to get those additional 25 Union Jack shards. Otherwise, you're looking at 30. Now, what's interesting, though, of course, is because where I'm currently sitting at with Union Jack is actually 65 out of 100. So if I get the 30 shards in the early milestone, I'm only actually getting at 95. And I don't think that you're actually getting enough milestone points from the month long to get to the next 10 until that's 37,000, 68,000 that I need to get those additional 10. How much is this worth again? So this is 36,000 from this event, plus the item is 25,000. Yeah, okay, you might unlock Union Jack like at the very end of the event, possibly, if you've kept up to date with everything. So just keep that in mind. If you're trying to squeeze in like this extra 4,000 points from blitzing with Union Jack, it might happen. It will probably be in like the last day of the event if you've done literally everything. So there's that. I also want to talk about the Generations Collide web milestone. This is actually kind of hand in hand because it requires Blitz credits. That being said, there is a lot of Blitz credits required to get there. I don't know if this is necessarily Whalestones, the 30,000, but it is quite challenging to get to because one Blitz basically is just 1-to-1. So Blitz credits are only worth 1. There's some things I accidentally claimed my Quick Rumble milestone, so I don't have this for the event starting on Sunday. So if you were like me and you didn't do that, then it's worth 3,000. But I did not. I forgot. And we have the character blitz coming on Monday, which is 2,610. You get, for 4 days, you get about 1,000 blitz credits. And then the orb blitzes are worth 2,160, which means that you can kind of say, from claiming, you get almost 6,000. Now you have to make that up. So that's about 2,400 left over. And so how many blitz rotations is that per day? 8, apparently, at 40 wins per day. And the difference is this is wins, because you need the blitz credits. So this isn't just battles. This is actually wins that you have to do, because you can't get the blitz credits when you fail, right? So it's quite challenging. That's if you want to clear the entire 30,000. What are you getting if you don't? Well, it's like 5,000 Elite 4 credits at the very bottom on the last milestone at 30,000. There's some teal catalysts. I wouldn't say it's not a huge deal. Like, if you don't get it, then big whoop. It's not the end of the world. And frankly, most of the stuff in here, there's no currency in here, so it's not a big deal. Obviously, get as much as you can from the blitzing that you're doing, because you're double dipping already for Freedom Fighters. But aside from that, I wouldn't be too torn up if you don't really get through it all the way. So there it is. You know, of course, over 8 rotations is not possible, right? So you basically would have had to save your Quick Rumble, which would have brought it down to just over 7. So the fact that you're saving that Quick Rumble is worth about 1 rotation per day, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. But there's nothing you can do. I can't cry over my spilt milk that I didn't save that and I forgot. Even though I cover events, I forget too. And that's just how it is. Now, very quickly, before we get towards the end, I do want to talk about Masters of Judgment. Actually, so much so, I did not even finish coloring in my spreadsheet here because I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about it at all. But this is an interesting thing. So it's an alliance-based Cosmic Crucible event. Now, the points is 51,000 for this. You do get victory flags out of this. So just like Coordinated Assault and the other Alliance milestones, you do get victory flags, and this is probably going to be quite important, actually, overall for the month long. So don't not do it, I guess. It involves Cosmic Crucible, and it involves using your Masters of Evil in Cosmic Crucible. The good news is that it doesn't seem, on the surface anyways, unless there's, again, some subject to change blog crap, that it's very difficult to do. It's not going to be difficult to do. So you need to do 51 Cosmic Crucible battles across your entire alliance. This is going to be, I think, running Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or actually 3 days? I don't know if that's even enough. It should run through I want I know I have 3 days there. I'm gonna double check this really quickly. So Masters of Judgment starts on April the 10th. So that's gonna be on Monday. So it does start. And down here it does say 3 days. So Monday, yeah, that's right? Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, I don't know why I thought differently. I should believe my own sheet here. I got a little bit confused. Anyways, you need to do 51 Cosmic Crucible battles, even less, actually, if you have a full Masters of Evil team, because that means that you could get 1,000, you get 200 per Masters of Evil character, that's 1,000 for a full team, which means that every Crucible, you're getting 3,000 just for using Masters of Evil 3 times, and so that's good, and if everyone's doing that, so, if you're not using Masters of Evil, basically, everyone in your alliance, if you have a full alliance, need to win 3 battles. Less if you're using Masters of Evil, so 2 to 3 battles is really nothing that challenging. So much so that people were wondering whether or not that this was incorrect, that the milestone numbers of 51,000 was incorrect, and I hope that it's not. The rewards in this is minor, to be honest. The outside of the victory flags, there's not a ton in here. There's some teal origin pieces and things like that, but I wouldn't say it's any super crazy. There is some dark promo credits over here, though, at the bottom milestone. There's actually 150 dark promos for your entire alliance, so that's not terrible, but it's not the blue 4 ions that we're used to having for Coordinated Assault. So what's interesting about this month long of April is that we're actually getting, I think, a net negative of blue 4 ions because we're not getting them. We normally have 4 Coordinated Assaults, and we're not getting that. We're only getting 1. So I'm wondering, and I think it is, that we are getting a net negative amount of blue 4 ions now for this month in exchange for other things, I guess, and how it is. So we'll see what the other events, the other alliance-based events are going to happen. But otherwise, this event isn't too bad if you are okay with blitzing. But I'm hoping And just to go back to this one, you know, I'm really hoping that it's just Battle and Blitz. If it's winning in Blitz, that's a completely different story, and maybe I'll throw out an update on Discord and whatnot if need be. But otherwise, this is how it is right now. So 6+ Blitz rotations is what you're kind of looking at. If you're doing everything else, you could bridge the gap with some power cores if you want. Make sure that you try to get as many Union Jack shards as possible, because this is a team that you're going to need. This is a team that you're going to need for the incursion raid and beyond. You know, this is a very powerful, good team for raids that you're going to want to invest in. So, you know, don't scoff at this. Make sure you clear everything that you possibly can and get as many shards as you can. Hopefully this helps, and hopefully it gets you to that 55 Union Jack shards, and of course through the event item as well. So that's going to be the end of this video, and don't forget that this sheet will be up on my Discord channel in Boilon's resources, usually about 6 to 8 hours after the video goes live. So check it out there if you need to, if you want to share it with your alliance, if you want to just keep it for yourself, that's fine too. And until next time, everybody, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.